few bits of pieces of news were announced during the Final Fantasy XIV Digital Fan Festival 2021, which included the release date for the MMORPG's next expansion, Endwalker, the release date for Final Fantasy XIV PlayStation 5 version new content, plus roadmap for the upcoming content. The Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker expansion will be releasing for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, PC via Steam and Mac on November 23rd. The Final Fantasy XIV PlayStation 5 version will also be launching on May 25th. Those who pre-order now will get to join early access on November 19th, in-game items, Menthena earring and a wind-up Palom minion. There was also a Final Fantasy XIV Collector's Box and Digital Collector's Edition announced. Square also announced some details about the new content coming to Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, which includes a new job role Reaper who specializes in scythe-swinging melee DPS for close quarter combat, and can call on an avatar from the void. There will also be a new playable race, Malvira. Yes, bunny boys are on the way. There was also the reveal of new locations, including a spectacular new lunar landscape, Mare Lematorum. If you want to find out more about the upcoming roadmap of content for Final Fantasy XIV or any news mentioned in this video, be sure to check them out on the Fextralife website. Recently, a streamer who goes by the name of Skullsy, apparently who has sources close to the Starfield development, shared a number of Starfield screenshots apparently from an early 2018 build of the game. These include a few third-person shots and even some in first person, as well as previewing what appears to be a collection of assets and fonts. These include a mixture of company logos and warning signs, including Axion Energy. What's also interesting is that you can also see the HUD details. These show oxygen capacity, stamina, health, and weapons. While these images have not been confirmed by Bethesda, but they look pretty real. The poster also added some details, including that this is from an older build of the game. Skullsy also goes on to outline a supposed feature of the game, spacewalking, but doesn't want to 100% come out and confirm it. While none of these details have been confirmed by the developers themselves, the images and details shared look to be on par with what we know about the game so far. As for the release date for Starfield, that still looks to be some time away, not this year at least according to this Twitter poster, but until we hear something concrete from Bethesda, take all of this info with your usual dose of internet salt. What do you think about the screenshots and the potential release window? Let us know in the comments below. The re-release for Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance was more or less a strange one with a rather quiet launch last week, coming to modern consoles PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One and Xbox Series X, but there was also the promise of it coming to Switch on launch day. Launch day came and went with word that the Switch version had been delayed a few days. According to the developer Black Isle Studios, issues did arise from the Switch release. However, this week the developer announced the new release date for the Switch version, which arrived on May 20th. In case you missed it, the original Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance got a re-release for consoles, now supporting 4K, but came with no other significant graphic upgrades or changes. If you want to know whether Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance is worth it, be sure to check out our Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance review 4K re-release, Is It Still Worth It? Square Enix has dropped new information this week about upcoming Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. Intergrade was announced back in February as a PlayStation 5 upgrade, which will include a new episode called Episode Intermission about Yuffie. The latest information for the upcoming edition introduces characters Nero and Scarlet. This also shares details about the game's mechanics, including synergized attacks and limit breaks, plus minigame Fort Condor and new summon Ramuh. In Final Fantasy VII Remake Episode Intermission, both Yuffie and Sonnen will work as a team, synergizing their attacks. Of course, Sonnen cannot be controlled in battle as a playable character, but rather Yuffie can give him orders which can help coordinate his attacks with Yuffie's, giving a powerful attack when used together. Just like the main Final Fantasy VII Remake, the Yuffie episode, which includes limit gauges, will fill when damage is taken. Once both Yuffie and Sonnen receive enough damage, they can deal their own devastating attacks in return. Yuffie's limit break is called Bloodbath, dealing a flurry of blows. Sonnen's limit break is called Dance of the Dragon, unleashing multiple hits with his staff, damaging foes in his path. A Final Fantasy game wouldn't be complete without a minigame, and the episode Intermission is no different. Fort Condor is the name of the game where Yuffie will get to take part in a strategy game inspired by Shinra's military campaigns. A new summon will be coming with Intermission, the lightning-wielding Ramuh. This Lord of Levin can strike down enemies with thunderbolts, and it is said he once cast judgment on those deemed wicked with his thunder. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade is available for pre-order and will launch on PlayStation 5 on June 10th. Be sure to swing by the Final Fantasy VII Remake Wiki for all the latest. Developer Team Cherry have confirmed that their upcoming title and sequel, Hollowknight Silksong, will not be at E3 this year. The Metroidvania action-adventure title, which is to follow up to the 2017 Hollowknight title, was announced for Windows, Mac OS, Linux, and Nintendo Switch back in 2019. So far there have been updates here and there about the sequel, but it looks like we won't be getting any sort of announcement or reveal at E3 2021. This was announced by Matthew Griffin, who was part of Team Cherry, who shared the news via Discord and subsequently got shared to the Hollowknight Reddit community. Previously, Team Cherry shared some details about what to expect from Silksong, including proving some gameplay mechanics, including that the main character, the Hornet, will use Bind, as well as revealing an NPC called the Huntress. While it's sad news to hear that Silksong won't be getting any reveals at E3, sometimes it's better to wait for the developer to be ready to share so that the game is done right and fans can be assured nothing is rushed. Fans of the indie title will need to wait a little longer to see more of Silksong, but in the meantime, you can visit our Hollowknight Silksong wiki for all the latest. Capcom have already announced that they'll be hosting a live stream on May 26 at 7 AM PDT with details about the upcoming free title update for Monster Hunter Rise. Update 3.0 will require about 1.4 GB according to the developer. The broadcast will also include more information about Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin, which is a turn-based RPG Monster Hunter game releasing on July 9th. Now, if you want to avoid potential spoilers about upcoming content for Update 3.0, it's best to skip ahead. A data miner by the name of *& unveiled a list of monsters data mined from Monster Hunter Rise, which has a full list of monsters that were available in the demo, full launch, and Update 2.0. Narrowing down what monsters have already been released and a little speculation, the Monster Hunter Rise community has gathered what is to be believed as the monsters coming in the next major update. On that list includes 2 Elder Dragons and an Apex. Valtrax is suspected to be one of the Elder Dragons arriving in Update 3.0, but not just that, a new variant, Crimson Glow Valtrax, and All-Mother Narwa. There is also an Apex Sinogro apparently coming. The data miner is also adamant that the Crimson Glow is not just a new name for Valtrax, but because of the variant folder structure. There is also speculation of a crossover event of some kind that might arise, as World also received a slew of them, including Resident Evil 2, Final Fantasy XIV, and more. But this might come at a later date. As for what is beyond 3.0, there could be an expansion, but that might not be released until the following year. Of course, take all of this with a grain of salt as nothing has been confirmed yet by Capcom themselves, but the data mined info has been correct for previously released monsters, so this could be true. We will find out exactly what is correct in the upcoming broadcast, which will be streamed on May 26. Developer Cryptic Studios of the Magic the Gathering based title action RPG Magic Legends has released a new class, Pyromancer, which harnesses the power of red mana and is a ranged caster. The fiery planeswalker joins the online title in a brand new update free for all through the in-game store. Players can access the planeswalker as soon as they log into the game, available until May 24th. The Pyromancer also has its own costume and extra spells which can be added to early levels in the free track of the current Battle Pass, and will be available in every subsequent Battle Pass. This will continue after the free claim period ends. The new update will also come with a brand new story act that will continue the player's journey into the multiverse, improve performance, and adds a host of quality of life updates. Magic Legends is currently in open beta on Arc Games and the Epic Game Store. It will be releasing on Xbox One and PlayStation 4 later this year. Be sure to drop by our Magic Legends wiki for all the latest. You can also learn more about the Pyromancer class. Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom Prince's Edition will be coming to the Switch on September 17th. This is a re-release of the 2018 RPG, bringing the Prince's Edition to the Switch platform, which comes with DLC packs, The Lair of the Lost Lord, and Tale of the Timeless Tome. The Prince's Edition will be available for $59.99 USD. Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom features a story about a young prince, Even Pettywhisker Tildrum, who is the ruler of Ding Dong Dell, but treachery is afoot as his advisors decide to depose him, forcing him to wander the world of Ni no Kuni 2, in the process trying to reunite the lands and take back his rightful place on the throne. What sets Ni no Kuni apart from other fantasy titles is the aesthetic, which is co-developed with none other than Studio Ghibli, bringing the vibrant fantasy world to life. Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom Prince's Edition will release on Nintendo Switch on September 17th. With a busy month of gaming events this June, news and more, it also stirs up speculation about what will be presented in terms of titles and updates. According to a report by French publication Le Figaro, which was picked up by VGC, this year will consist of a joint event between Microsoft and Bethesda. While no specific details were shared, the head of Microsoft Studios, Matt Booty, said it will take place in a few weeks, which would line up with the June events. In the past, Microsoft has usually held their own event, but because Bethesda was recently acquired by the Xbox owner, meaning a collaboration event between the two wouldn't seem out of place. The article also shared that the pandemic has done a number on the Xbox Game Studios titles, slowing down production and impacting original games rather than sequels. Probably the biggest anticipated game that fans are waiting for in the wings is the Starfield RPG, which was first revealed at E3 2018. There has been little word on what the title is about and when it will be releasing, but there have been potential leaks and rumours here and there. Of course, this isn't the only RPG that fans are waiting to hear more about. The Elder Scrolls 6, which is set to release after Starfield, is also in the works. But because Starfield will release before Elder Scrolls 6, we are more likely to hear more about Starfield in the coming months than we are about Elder Scrolls 6. Well, that's it for the Week in the Wikis. Please join us again next week for yet another great week of gaming. Remember to check out our VIP program for some exclusive supporter benefits. And budding writers should take advantage of our Become an Author initiative. Thanks again for being part of this great community. Keep checking in with us with news, reviews, YouTube streams and vids, and general wiki goodness.